First big out the board chess tournament is gonna be played by me this weekend. The prep, no prep for the first round because the parents were released just now, but I'll see you after the game. Guys, I ended up winning in the first round. You will see a recap right now. Could have been more complicated than it was, but yeah, still a good game by me, so hopefully you will enjoy, and for you it's in a second, for me it will be at evening. Bye bye. Okay guys, let's quickly take a look at what happened in the round number 1 game. So I started with 4. I could have played d4, but I decided not to because I saw that she plays Caro-Kann. I have very good lines against Caro-Kann, so I decided not to go for d4, even though that was my initial plan for the game. But I was like, okay, I don't want to do it, so let's do something else. I play e4, c6, knight c3, d5, and 2 knights Caro-Kann. Bishop g4 became extremely popular recently, so a lot of people played it. I think it's recommended in a lot of chessable courses. So I take, and now e6, bishop e2, bishop c5, castle, and rook d1. I'm still to check the actual theory, because apparently I have to take here, and this is what I kind of remember. Yes, now I remember this line. And let's say if e takes d5, I think now rook d1 or rook e1, and then the idea being I felt sick. I'm not sure what's going on during the tournaments, but before each important tournament I'm getting extremely sick. And now knight a4 and d4, yes, now I remember the stuff I'm supposed to play, but I decided rook d1. I thought it's good. Maybe I saw Magnus played it recently, so that's why I was like rook d1 is good. But yeah, it takes d5 immediately is just better. Bishop d4 is played. Now it takes d5. The idea here is that c takes d5, I play knight d5, and with bishop c5 I play d4, and now I am indeed winning. So bishop e5 of course better than this, d4, and I'm up a tempo, bishop b8, bishop f4, and this is just slightly better. So what I decided to go for is bishop f1. The idea is to play knight e2 and push the bishop from d4 square, so she went for knight e7, knight e2, bishop b6, and now d4, blocking the bishop on b6. Castle, knight g3, knight g6, and knight h5. So here I kind of started thinking what I can do here. So the idea at some point, maybe even bishop h6. With knight on h5, it's a bit complicated for black, because they might be like, oh, it's scary, but it's not. The position is equal, but if you don't play careful enough, I mean, you can easily lose this. So bishop c7, I go bishop d3, now she goes rook e8, I go bishop d2, and g3, kinda making sure that there are no king d6, queen h2 ideas, knight e6, queen g4 to protect. So c3 was one of my first considerations, but I didn't like knight g5. Because after queen g4, I thought knight comes to e4, and I'm like, what I'm supposed to do? Like what computer recommends here, the move that I would probably never play, which is f4. I actually thought of f4 after basically here at some point. Let's say c3 and then let's say a5, f4, and suddenly white have a winning advantage. So, but after bishop b6, I actually probably should have played c3. You know what? Like because after bishop e3, she played a5. So here I kind of could play c3, and if she plays a5 again, I play f4, and now I'm threatening to play f5. And white's position is simply winning, just because this knight cannot really move, let's say knight f8, and I can play f5. And now the checkmate is basically coming, there is no defense. So bishop f3, I go a4, I played it relatively fast, I was trying to push her on the clock. She was getting low at this point, so move 19. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you exact timing, but yeah, I mean, I just tried to be fast. In d6, I play h4, in h8, c3, and now she finally plays c5. And at this point, I realized I was getting down on the clock as well, and I couldn't really figure out what I'm supposed to do. So I calculated king g2, I calculated bishop f1, I calculated d takes c5, bishop g6, but I don't know, I decided to play bishop b5 to attack the rook. I was like, okay, I mean, whatever. But bishop e5 is also an interesting line, because bishop b5 there is c takes d4, and now, of course, it's crucial whether to take on e8 or not, being scared of this e3 capture or not. So I took, but now she had an insane knight e5 resource, which she, unfortunately for her, didn't find. Now, the only move for me here is to play bishop f4, because otherwise I'm cooked. So it's a fascinating position. So bishop f4, knight g4, bishop d6, now rook e8, and rook d2. I mean, it's wild position, but white are up an exchange. Instead, I played d takes e3, which is a mistake, because now I play bishop f7, both knights are under attack, so e takes f2, king g2, knight f8, rook d2, bishop e3, and now it was getting very low on the clock, and I realized that it is a winning position for me, probably. So rook d3, d4, c takes d4, bishop d4, and here, again, I spent a lot of time calculating. I thought of rook d1 first, but then I was like, okay, queen c6 check, and if queen f3 takes bishop b2, I was like, okay, I shouldn't allow her to get away with it. So here I decided to simplify. I thought, okay, rook d4. The idea being is that after king d4, bishop e6, if knight e6, I take on 6, which happened in the game, and if king g4, bishop g4, I'm up a piece, and we'll take on f2 on the next move. So queen b2, rook f1. The idea is to take on f2, and now queen goes back to e5, and once again, I was thinking what to do and decided to go bishop a2. I had bishop c4 in my mind as well, but I didn't quite liked it. I think rook d8 is what I looked at, but here I apparently have simple rook f2. But okay, I mean, I decided, okay, bishop a2, far away from the action, now g6 and rook f2. And here she almost captured the knight. She first wanted to take the knight with a pawn, but there is queen g8 check. And if, checkmate, if queen h5, king d4, and now again, this is a checkmate because bishop on a2 is a monster, so she cannot really touch my knight. So rook d8, I play queen f4, and she's down to her last 10 seconds. She first wanted to play queen g7, but realized knight g7. Then she kind of moved this way, but for whatever reason, probably because of queen trade, didn't want to allow queen c3. But again, there is no queen trade, but there is a checkmate with queen f8. So 1, 2, and 3 to win the game. 3 brilliance. As far as accuracy goes in this game, let me show you real quickly. Analyze and accuracy. I guess it was around 92. So it was a pretty solid game by me. But yeah, guys, my voice isn't good. I mean, I got sick. Yeah, now it will take a while. So yeah, the accuracy was 92. 3 brilliant moves. So yeah, not a bad game to start the tournament. I played the same tournament 1 year ago, and I won in the first round with white again, but then I lost to GM in the second round. Let's see how I do in round number 2. So hope you enjoyed this one. Yes, 92.7, 3 brilliances, no blunders, 2500 rating performance, not too bad. But yeah, as you can see by looking at the chart, the only moment of the game where she was slightly better was this. But of course, I mean, it's opening, who cares? Yeah, and then, quite a good game. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the recap of round number 2 tomorrow. Bye bye.